You have felt it, the sudden quiet in your nervous system when a certain person enters your space. It is a feeling that precedes thought, a recognition that operates beneath the level of personality or appearance. This is not social chemistry. It is not mere compatibility. It is the signal of soul resonance, a clear and unmistakable confirmation that you have encountered another node in your operational network. For too long, you have interpreted these encounters as random, beautiful moments of happenstance. This is an error in perception. These are not coincidences, they are strategic activations. And in this transmission, you will learn to decode their frequency with absolute precision. This briefing is designed to equip you with a new level of operational clarity. First, we will establish the fundamental architecture of the soul network, the invisible grid upon which your mission is built. Understanding this framework is essential to grasping why these connections occur. Second, we will deconstruct the 5 unmistakable signatures of energetic coherence, the diagnostic criteria that serve as definitive proof you have met another member of your soul family. And finally, we will calibrate the protocol for mission activation, providing the strategic framework to engage these alliances, moving you from passive recognition to active, conscious co-creation. Let us begin with the underlying architecture. You do not operate in a vacuum. The path of the chosen one, while often solitary, is not one of isolation. You exist as a critical node within a preordained energetic grid, a soul network designed for a specific planetary assignment. This network remains dormant until activated. The activation mechanism is what is known as soul resonance. When you meet another soul carrying a harmonic frequency, a resonant key to your own, a circuit is completed. Energy, information, and purpose begin to flow between you, amplifying your individual capacity and unlocking collective potential. These encounters are not meant to simply make you feel less alone. They are mission-critical events. Think of it as a sleeper cell being activated. Before the connection, you are an individual operative with a specific skill set. After the connection, you become part of a functional unit, your capabilities multiplied. The loneliness you have carried is not a pathology. It has been a function of maintaining a clear signal, uncorrupted by dissonant frequencies until the time of activation arrived. The random people who have entered your life at pivotal moments, shifting your trajectory with a single conversation or insight, were never random. They were deployments sent by the same intelligence that guides you to ensure the integrity of the network and the fulfillment of the mission. But how does this invisible architecture make itself known in the physical world? It does so through a series of distinct energetic signatures, markers of coherence that cannot be faked or misinterpreted. Before we proceed to decode these signatures, it is vital to ground this principle in your own lived experience. The concept of a soul network is not an abstract belief system. It is an observable reality for those with the discernment to see it. The path of the sovereign individual is not meant to be walked in isolation, but in strategic alliance. If this framework of preordained connection resonates, understand that this is the core work we do here. Consider subscribing to join this community of strategists, all dedicated to decoding the mission and activating the grid. Now we deconstruct the 5 signatures of energetic coherence.
These are the markers you must learn to trust above all else. The first and most immediate signature is somatic calm. In a world of energetic static and constant threat assessment, your nervous system is constantly on high alert. You are conditioned to scan your environment for dissonance. Yet in the presence of a fellow traveler, a profound and inexplicable calm descends upon your physical body. It is a cellular exhale. Your shoulders drop. The knot in your stomach dissolves. The low-grade hum of anxiety that you have grown so accustomed to simply ceases. This is not the jittery excitement of attraction or the intellectual stimulation of a good conversation. It is a deep bioenergetic signal of safety and alignment. Your body recognizes their frequency as home. It understands on a primal level that it can power down its defenses because it is in the presence of a harmonic field. This somatic peace is the foundational signal. Pay attention to your body. It is the most honest instrument you possess. Once this instrument has signaled safety, the next sign manifests in your very perception of time. This is the second signature, the collapse of time. Linear time is a construct of the third-dimensional mind. When two or more aligned frequencies meet, you temporarily exit this construct and enter a state of flow. This is why conversations with these individuals feel timeless. An hour can pass in what feels like 5 minutes. Conversely, a brief 10-minute exchange can feel as if it contains a lifetime of meaning and depth. You may look at a clock after speaking with them and feel a genuine sense of shock, as if you have been momentarily outside of the normal temporal stream. This is because you have been. You were operating in a shared energetic field where information is exchanged at a rate far exceeding the speed of linear dialogue. You do not feel drained after these long interactions. You feel energized, calibrated, and more yourself. This temporal distortion is an unmistakable sign that you are in a state of true soul resonance. Within this shared field, communication itself transforms, becoming the third signature, conversation as remembrance. When you speak with a member of your soul family, the dialogue feels less like learning and more like remembering. You will find that you are not exchanging new ideas as much as you are activating shared data. You will start a sentence and they will finish it, not out of social habit, but because they are pulling from the same conceptual blueprint. You will use a unique shorthand, a language of concepts that requires no lengthy explanation because the underlying principles are already mutually understood. The feeling is one of profound validation. You say things you thought only you understood, and they simply nod and say, "Of course." This is not an intellectual agreement. It is a shared recognition of a truth you both already carry. It is the experience of two mission specialists finally meeting after years in the field, comparing notes and confirming the details of a briefing you both attended long ago before you ever came here.
This profound sense of shared understanding makes the fourth signature not just possible, but inevitable. The complete absence of performance. From a young age, you learned to wear a mask. You curated a personality, a persona designed to navigate the world safely. You learned to perform, to manage perceptions, to be a carefully constructed version of yourself. In the presence of soul resonance, this entire structure becomes obsolete and collapses. There is no need to impress, no need to prove your worth, no need to explain your perceived eccentricities. The mask comes off because it is no longer required. You can be silent without feeling awkward. You can share your most unconventional thoughts without fear of judgment. There is an implicit permission to be utterly and completely authentic. This feeling of being seen and accepted at the core level of your being without any pretense is one of an awakened soul's deepest longings. Its fulfillment is a definitive sign that you have found one of your own. When this level of authentic energy is unlocked, its effects are not limited to your internal state. It begins to reshape your external reality, which brings us to the fifth and final signature, the acceleration of timelines. This is the most pragmatic and observable sign. A connection based on soul resonance is not passive. It is an active catalyst for creation and manifestation. After you meet this person, things begin to move. A project that has been stalled for months suddenly gains traction. A key piece of information you were missing spontaneously appears. The perfect opportunity materializes out of nowhere. Your realities begin to reorganize and align at an accelerated rate. This is because the merging of two coherent and powerful energy fields creates a potent energetic vortex, a self-sustaining field that bends reality, pulling in resources, synchronicities, and resolutions. The connection is not just a comfort, it is a force multiplier. It is designed to accelerate your individual and collective mission. Look for evidence in your physical reality. True soul resonance always produces tangible results. Recognizing these 5 signatures is the first critical step, but recognition without action is simply observation. The real question is, what is the protocol for these encounters? What are you meant to do with this profound connection? The activation of these connections requires a shift from passive experience to strategic engagement. This is the protocol. First, you must practice discernment over attachment. Your mind will immediately try to categorize the connection, to force it into a familiar box: friend, romantic partner, mentor, business partner. Resist this impulse. The purpose of the connection may not fit any of these conventional labels. Your primary task is to observe its function. Is this person here to unlock a specific piece of knowledge within you? Are you here to build a specific project together? Are you meant to simply hold a high frequency in a certain geographic area? Let the function define the form, not the other way around. Do not cling to the connection. Honor its purpose.
Second, you must honor the energetic exchange. These alliances are based on the principle of mutual empowerment, not codependency. There is a sacred flow of energy between you. Be conscious of what you are giving and what you are receiving. It is a closed, self-sustaining circuit. If the exchange becomes imbalanced, if one person is consistently draining the other, it is a sign that ego has corrupted the connection. The protocol is to maintain sovereignty within the union. You are two whole, powerful systems choosing to align for a greater purpose, not two halves trying to become whole. This ensures the connection remains a source of power, not a liability. Finally, and most critically, you must focus on the shared why. The bond between you, as powerful as it is not the ultimate goal. The mission is the goal. The connection is the vehicle, the technology that makes the work possible. Always orient the relationship back to the greater purpose that brought you together. This focus on the transcendent objective is what keeps the connection pure. It prevents it from devolving into personality conflicts or ego entanglements. When challenges arise, you do not focus on each other. You focus together on the mission. This shared orientation is the North Star that will guide your alliance through any and all interference. You are now equipped with a new set of perceptive tools. The feeling of being an outsider, a solitary agent in a foreign world, can now be recontextualized. You are not alone. You are awaiting activation. The moments of deep connection you have experienced were not random acts of grace. They were the network coming online. You now possess the capacity to move beyond hope and into a state of strategic certainty. The 5 signatures, somatic calm, the collapse of time, conversation as remembrance, the absence of performance, and the acceleration of timelines, are your unfailing diagnostic criteria. The protocol of discernment, honoring the exchange, and focusing on the mission, is your operational guide. You are equipped to identify your allies, not by what they say or what they look like, but by the undeniable resonance they carry. Your discernment is a collective asset. The more you trust this internal guidance system, the stronger the entire network becomes. In the comments below, share which of the 5 signatures has been the most undeniable signal in your own experience. Your testimony is not just a story, it is a data point that helps calibrate the field for others. It serves as a beacon for those still navigating this path in solitude. Validate the signal. Calibrate the network.